Yo, what is good everybody? Anime Corner here. Finally back with a long-awaited haul for the months of June and July. To be honest, I wasn't picking up much things. When I did pick up a few things, it was more towards the end of the month, which made me prolong the haul. Didn't really want to do it that way, but it is what it is. But finally picked up enough things to show you guys, so let's get started. Alright, so for the one anime I did pick up is Lupin III Jigen's Gravestone. I've been watching a lot of Lupin lately, to be honest. Watched Castle of Cagliostro, the movie, which I really liked, and also binge watched Lupin III, the woman they call Fujika Mine, which I loved how noir that was, and I heard this is somewhat of a sequel to that series, so whenever I get the chance, I will watch this. Alright, so for the first manga volume we have is To Eternity Volume 5, a continuation. Every time a new volume comes out, I'm always excited to pick this series up. I just really enjoy this series, loving the journey of this characters going on. It is very emotional. Every time I read a new volume, I'm always thinking to myself, wow, I did not think that this will go in that direction, but it does. And this volume had a lot more action than I actually thought it was going to, but I really enjoyed it. Look forward to picking up the next volume, and if you guys have not checked it out, I definitely recommend this series, especially if you enjoyed A Silent Voice. It is from the same creators as Silent Voice. Alright, so next volume we have a series called Colosseum Volume 1. I've been looking forward to Colosseum. This manga who created this also did another series I really enjoyed. It's a sports series that is kickboxing and karate themed. And Colosseum is also a martial arts themed series, but a very different one. This is a straight up parody. I mean, you have characters in this series that are actually based off of real historical people. Let's see if I can find them real quick. Like right here, with the dude with the tiger right there, that's President Putin. The character that works with him right there is Fedor Emelianenko, mixed martial arts legend. You also have a character that looks like Bruce Lee, and Hillary Clinton, and Hulk Hogan. Reading this first volume, I can't say that I enjoyed it, but I also can't say I disliked it. I just am unsure with this series, but the second volume is out. I might pick up the second volume, but I'm not sure yet. Alright, next up we have my all-time favorite series, which is Vinland Saga Book 10, with an amazing cover. Maybe one of my favorite covers for Vinland Saga. This volume had a lot of action, a lot of humor, was great. I heard lately, actually not too long ago, I heard that they're making an anime for Vinland Saga, which I hope it's good. Hopefully it gives it more popularity and boosts up sales for the manga, because I remember at one point the manga was not selling very well. So I hope this series gets more boost, because it really is amazing. Like, just check out this artwork in the series. It is super detailed. Just the characters are awesome. I think Thorfinn is one of my favorite characters in any series. If you guys are not check out Vinland Saga, please do. It is a must read. Alright, so the next volume we have is Captain Harlock, the Classic Collection. Been really looking forward to this volume for a long time. When I heard that this was coming out with a hardcover, I was like, I had to have it. But to be very disappointed when I received it, it's badly damaged. The corner's all bent, and when I received it, the spine looks like it's coming right off, which, yeah, I gotta thank Amazon for that. But going into this actual series itself, it took me a while to get used to the art style, to be honest. It's very old, I know that, but once I started reading into it, I started to enjoy the series a lot. I think Captain Harlock as a character seems really interesting, and yeah, I want to see where this story goes on. I would say I really enjoyed the manga. Wouldn't say I loved it as much as I was hoping, but I'm still going to continue the series. Alright, so next up we have Devilman, the Classic Collection. I actually just picked this up today at the bookstore. I'm happy this one is in better condition than my Captain Harlock Classic Collection. But I have been wanting to read Devilman ever since I watched Devilman Crybaby, which I really enjoyed that anime. Still recovering from that emotional roller coaster of a series, but also seen Devilman vs. Cyborg 009 and enjoyed that too. Go Nagai, I really like his art style from looking at the color pages and artwork in here. Really unique. Definitely looking forward to reading this, to like really looking forward to checking this out, because it seems like Go Nagai had a real big impact on a lot of different manga creators, like the creator of Berserk or Parasite. But yeah, just looking forward to reading this, to be honest. So moving on to the graphic novels, I have been lately wanting to read some Captain America comics because I did not grow up reading Captain America. But the Winter Soldier film is one of my favorite MCU films, so I figured I needed to pick up the graphic novel, which I did. I picked up the hardcover. I think there is actually 2 different hardcovers out there. I could be wrong, but yeah, this is from Ed Brubaker, and this was such an awesome read. I have to say, this was fantastic. Just the writing by Ed Brubaker was amazing. The art in here was fantastic. It just was an awesome, fantastic read. I maybe even enjoyed this more than the movie, which is pretty crazy to say because the movie is one of my favorites. But yeah, this was a actual awesome read. Moving on to other Captain America, I picked up Captain America The Red Menace. This is the sequel to Winter Soldier, and yeah, this was another great read. To be honest, I loved Crossbones in here. Comparing Crossbones from the film and here is like 2 different things. Crossbones is a whole lot more badass than I ever expected. Yeah, great artwork right here. Again, great, fantastic writing by Ed Brubaker. And hopefully I'll continue picking up more Captain America. I think after this it would be Civil War, which I've already read Civil War, but I do not own it, so I need to pick that up, and pretty much after that would be the death of Captain America. Alright, moving on to some DC comics that I picked up. Barnes & Noble had a buy 2 get 1 free sale for Marvel and DC, and I went with Batman Detective Comics Volume 5. I love the Detective Comics Rebirth series, and Volume 5 was just so amazing. To be honest, I'm like lost for words. I finished reading this yesterday, and this was an emotional read. Like, this was fantastic. If you guys are Batman fans and you want to check out something unique, definitely check out Batman Detective Comics. I don't like calling it a Batman comic because it's mostly centered around the Bat family. You got Clayface, you got Batwoman, Batwing, you have Cassandra Cain, which is another character I really enjoy, and Tim Drake, which is the Red Robin. Definitely, if you guys want to check out some dope Batman stories, this is definitely one. Alright, so for the last thing I did pick up, I picked up a series called The Sheriff of Babylon. This is written by Tom King. Tom King is actually the current writer of Batman Rebirth comics. And The Sheriff of Babylon, I'll read a little bit of synopsis. It's a former cop turned military contractor. Christopher Henry knows better than anyone he's in a country to train a new Iraq police force, and one of his recruits just been murdered. Now, what interests me about this series is Tom King himself actually was a cop turned into a military contractor. So from what I heard, a lot of things that he went through when he was in Iraq is actually in this comic itself. And when I heard that, I thought that sounded really interesting. And I wanted to try something different for a graphic novel, something that isn't about superheroes, and this was definitely right up my alley. This artwork in this series is very brutal. It's pretty graphic, as you can see right there. It's definitely not for kids, but really nice artwork, and also the writing I'm enjoying so far. I'm like halfway through the first volume and really enjoying it. I would recommend it. Even though I haven't read all the way through, I have enjoyed what I read. There's actually a really beautiful hardcover release for this, and it would be a lot better to get the hardcover. I picked up the trades because it was more convenient, because of the buy two get one free sale. But yeah, really enjoyed the series. Alright, so that is pretty much everything I picked up for the last 2 months. I hope you guys enjoyed the haul. I would love if you like, comment, subscribe, and your boy's out.